Well, welcome back, everybody, to the collaboration space. I'm your host, Nancy Lussier. And today, in this episode, we're going to be talking about how Logitech adds a cool factor to your Google meeting rooms. Specifically, we want to emphasize the need that we need to provide adaptable and innovative spaces for employees returning to the office and how Logitech delivers that. Yeah, specifically in your Google meeting rooms. And to help me with that conversation today, I have two guests. First, we have Sudeep Trivedi from Logitech. Welcome, Sudeep.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. I appreciate you joining me. Can you share with our audience a little bit about what you do at Logitech?
Sure thing. So I'm Sudeep Trivedi. I'm head of alliances and responsible for our joint innovation as well as joint go-to-market with alliance partners in general, but obviously Google as well, one of our strategic partners. So very happy to talk to you and the audience here today about our joint solutions with Google and our partnership with AVI-SPL.
Wonderful. And joining our conversation is a returning guest. Again, always happy to welcome Derrick Kelly from AVI-SPL. And Derrick, talk a little bit about what you do with Logitech and our Google practice as well.
Great one. Thanks for having me back. Yes, Derrick Kelly. I am the Vice President of Solutions Enablement for AVI-SPL, which covers a number of different things around our UCC landscape, including partnerships and vendor relationships. But I'm also the Google Global Practice Lead, so that has me responsible for everything full life cycle for Google in relation to AVI-SPL and our customers.
Okay, and talk a little bit about the growth in our Google practice and specifically with Logitech devices. And are there specific sectors where we see this growth?
Google as a platform has been definitely expanding inside of AVI-SPL, especially as they have, expanded their landscape as well, their customer base and everything else like that. We're seeing a lot of our customers on the platform itself looking for different solutions and everything else like that. Logitech is a great partner of ours that works on multiple different platforms, but because of the fact that they have similar setups for multiple different platforms, it makes it a lot easier for our teams to understand design and setup and where they can fit. They are certified solutions on the Google platform, so it gives our design teams and sellers confidence that when they're presenting these solutions to our customers, that they're going to work, that they're going to be prepared to work on the platform as a whole, provide the type of experience that customers are looking for, because of the fact that they've gone through the process of having a good partnership with Google to ensure that level of consistency across their product lines, which then gets delivered to us, which we then can deliver to our customers.
Wonderful, helping our customers out with their needs, specifically in their Google meeting spaces. And Sudeep, we've seen a lot of commitment from Logitech in developing Google certified devices. Can you share a little insight as to why this was important to Logitech in supporting today's meeting room needs?
Absolutely. And, we've seen this opportunity to work with Google and around Google Workspace for almost 10 years now. In case you and the audience didn't know, we've actually been partnered with Google for more than 10 years on this endeavor. Ever since Google entered this meeting room market with what was back then called Chromebox for Meetings, which is really an internal Google project where they took the technology they were using internally and commercialized it for the broader market. So we have been working with Google for that long, but it was really kind of meeting of minds, if you will, where both of our paths converged in the sense that both of us saw a need in the market. And back then, I would say the need in the market was the video conferencing solutions were very kind of proprietary, hardware-centric codecs, if you remember. So those were hardware solutions that were designed for, first of all, with the proprietary hardware, chipset, with the proprietary software loaded on it, which led to unnecessarily cost and complexity. And we both saw this opportunity that there is a way to do it better, especially in the world of cloud, where there is so much you could do in an open standards-based manner working with cloud. So that is the concept we were kind of independently developing that came together. So we partnered with Google on what was then called Chromebox for Meetings, back then supplying some of our camera technologies, getting it certified. But from then on, we've really innovated very rapidly. We added our touchscreen console and created whole complete room solutions for small meeting rooms, medium-sized rooms, large rooms that are kind of pre-built, predefined solutions to take care of the Google meetings in different room sizes. And from there, we took the partnership to the next level by giving customers even more choices where they could create those kits and solutions either on Chrome OS-based Meet Compute platforms or Android-based, where our devices themselves have the capability to run Android and the Google Meet software. So that's really tightly integrated solution. So it's been a fantastic journey and a very successful journey. Back 10 years ago when we started this endeavor, I'll say a lot of customers, when they thought of video conferencing, they thought of maybe a few boardrooms, some executive rooms. It was a very, very tiny number of rooms you could even think of using video, to where we are now, where we have a lot of Google customers, including some of the largest Google Workspace customers, who are deploying these solutions to hundreds, if not even thousands of rooms. So it's been a really, really rewarding, fulfilling journey to partner with Google on this innovation from that concept to where we are now.
Yeah, and it's been quite a journey. And I think in today's part of the journey, we can't talk about meeting rooms without talking about AI. Sudeep, can you talk a little bit about how Logitech is leveraging AI to create a better meeting experience?
Yeah, so when we think of product innovation, there are three core pillars that we are focused on: simple, smart, sustainable. Simple, smart, and sustainable. Those are the three core pillars for us, and AI really cuts across all of those. So the way we are thinking is, how can we leverage AI to improve engagement in meetings and productivity in meetings? Those are the real ways AI can impact organizations, right? So in terms of improving engagement in meetings, it comes down to two key areas. How can we improve audio and the video, face-to-face engagement in meetings? So at a very simple level, audio is about how do you eliminate all the background distractions that make the remote attendees feel disengaged. It's keyboard noises, HVAC sounds, bag of chips, people eating lunch in the meeting room,
Dogs, doorbells.
all of the above, right? And some funky meeting room scenarios that AVI-SPL and our customers have with brick walls and glass walls. And I mean, those are the areas where AI has so much impact and real impact that we can make. And we have done that in our products, where using AI, you can eliminate a lot of that background stuff so that the remote attendees can hear everybody clearly. Along the same lines, how can we use AI to make sure that the remote attendees can see everybody clearly and feel engaged? In a large conference room, if you're a remote attendee, it's a horrible experience. You have a bowling alley full of heads. You can barely even see who is sitting, who is talking, and that just makes them feel disengaged. And that's where we've used AI to use single camera stream, multiple camera streams to figure out where the people are and put them in individual tiles so that people sitting at home can have the same face-to-face engagement that they deserve if they were sitting in the meeting space along with somebody across the table. So we have done all that innovation. We have also launched this product called Logitech Sight that is super exciting and real solid use of AI to improve engagement, where we've extended the video experience now even further in the larger spaces, where you have a tabletop camera called Sight that works alongside with a front of room camera. And there's an AI engine coordinating all of these cameras so that the remote attendees see the best view and the closest view using all these multiple cameras working together. And all of this is tied into the Google ecosystem, right? So that when you are in your Google Meet meeting, you are seeing individual tiles of people and you have a great experience. We've also integrated our products with some of the AI innovations Google is doing, like dynamic layouts, dynamic tiles. And where it gets super exciting also in terms of improving productivity is what Google is doing with Gemini and features like taking notes for me. So our technologies are all integrated into that Gemini ecosystem so that your meeting summaries and all of that are being fed from the information in the meeting room, so that, again, it helps employees with productivity, helps employees with engagement in meetings. So those are the main areas I call out. But the other big area, before I forget, is using AI to improve analytics and insights of your workspace. It's such a big need out there with people implementing different sort of hybrid models. You really need to have a good handle on what is your utilization, how are things working out, and that's where AI has so much power. And we have built a lot of capabilities in the product around occupancy, analytics, insights. So improving engagement in meetings, improving productivity, and then giving those analytics and insights. Those are the main things I would say where we are concretely helping our customers using AI.
Yeah, and I like how you mentioned that bowling alley effect. That's a great way to show you're old fashioned if I'm just like ahead at the end of the room, and how Logitech site can handle that, and using AI to give that face-to-face human connection in meetings, no matter
Right.
where we are. So thank you, Sudeep, for sharing that. So along those lines, Derrick, when we think about integration, Logitech and Google Meeting Spaces, how are we incorporating AI into our process, into our design process?
Well, we're utilizing, what Sudeep kind of laid out of how we can use the platform's use of AI. So things like, inside of Google Meet, there's the ability to fix lighting, there's the ability to kind of adjust audio, there's the ability to kind of do all these other scenarios, and then add that to things like, Logitech site, and how that then, from that AI component plus the lighting fix, or the resolution fix, or anything else like that, or any of the other stuff that you can kind of do through the AI platforms that are working in the background to improve the experience, so that the people who are experiencing this are, not experiencing a completely different scenario every single time they either visit a different room, or they connect with people in different locations, or anything else like that. The overall experience becomes, much better, more consistent, and more standardized in terms of how they handle kind of scenarios. So by knowing what those different elements are, how they function together, then our design teams, can base solid designs off of, well, if I use this product with this platform and we have this expectation of results, we're going to get a more consistent experience for the end users that are joining the meetings, that are, it might be a remote participant, and how the systems themselves can bring a little bit more equity to that kind of meeting experience, especially for like, remote employees, or those that might be on a mobile device or something like that. They don't have to sit with their phone maybe in a remote location trying to figure out who's talking at the end of the bowling alley effect and everything else like that. They can get a better experience, despite maybe not being on the most ideal device for a situation or anything else like that. And that part is where we can utilize AI and the components that are built into either the hardware products or the software component of Google, use them together, design around that concept to provide a better experience for everybody overall.
Yeah. And Derrick, I love how you said it runs in the background. If I'm the user, I walk into the room, all these things happen for me, and it's not something that I have to be cognizant of where I'm sitting. Can I get up and move around? AI is going to take care of that for me and give everybody the best view possible. Sudeep, I want to go back over to you for a minute. We mentioned that, this experience is kind of like expected from users today. Can you talk a little bit about what you hear, or what are the challenges that customers have in meeting spaces, and the benefits of using Logitech devices that answer those challenges?
Yeah, so as we all know, we are really living in transformative times. Where, how, when people work has fundamentally changed, and that results in very different sort of needs. As we talk to customers, they have to think about workplace experience in a whole different way. And IT, facilities, AV, and HR even, they all have to work together in a meaningful, different way, in terms of thinking about what's the new workplace experience and how do we deliver that, where and how people work, what role AI plays in it, and how do we put it all together. And the way we kind of break it down is there are end user needs and there are IT needs. End user needs, as you said, they want simplicity. They just want to walk in, stuff should work. AI should do all the work for me. I shouldn't have to think about how do I move the camera here to there and what do I do. Right, so simplicity for end users. And then from IT perspective, it's about having that predictable performance, reliability, right? So those are the two constituents we are thinking about, and constantly thinking about how do we solve the pain points for both of those, so that there's a consistent workplace experience being delivered. And the way it all kind of comes together for us is that this vision that we want to be provider for that kind of innovative workplace experience for all people, for all spaces. So it's a pretty broad vision that we have developed, and we've built our portfolio to deliver that vision where we can take care of Google customers' needs, whether they are working from home, in the office in a fixed desk, or maybe like a flex desk scenario, or in a meeting space, a small focus room to a boardroom to a very complex space which has divisible rooms and stuff like that. So again, what we've built here is a complete portfolio of solutions across all of those, which are Meet and Chrome OS certified devices, whether it's headsets, webcams, keyboard, mice, or meeting room solutions across all of those spaces. And something I touched upon earlier as well is, as you cover that broad spectrum, customers need choices. They need flexibilities, right? So that has been a core fundamental pillar for us as well. In meeting room, there are some customers who want Chrome OS-based solutions. There's just familiarity for that solution. And there are some who want Android-based simplistic solutions where the devices run Android and simplify the management and deployment. So again, that choice and flexibility is a core belief for us as well. So that's about the breadth of solutions that we have for the whole Google ecosystem. Again, simple, smart, sustainable solution for all people across all spaces. That's the vision that we are delivering to solve the pain point for our customers.
It's a tall order that both AVI-SPL and Logitech and Google have worked towards. And you, Sudeep, you shared a lot about the journey that Logitech has had. I'm just wondering, can you give us any sneak peeks as to what you're working on and what's coming next?
Yeah, these are definitely exciting times for our industry, for us, our partners like AVI-SPL. There is so much innovation that we have delivered, but we can deliver more to take care of workplace experience needs for our customers. There are some that I can definitely talk about that are near term and super impactful things that we are very excited to deliver. So first one is we recently announced a product called Rally Board 65, which is an all-in-one display. So it's a display along with mic, camera, speakers, compute, all of that in a single form factor that you can just simply put on a wall or a credenza or put on a cart and move it around wherever you have a need for collaboration or video in your office. Soon, we'll be adding support for Google Meet on Android for that as well. So you'll be able to natively run Meet on that device and just simply install it, cart it around wherever you need to do Google Meet collaboration in your office. So that's one innovation that's coming shortly that I'm happy to share with you. Second is we talked a lot about Android and how we are providing solutions around Android. We are continuing to invest more in that. Literally as we speak, we are rolling out software update that will enable what's called as direct guest join, which enables ability to join Cisco WebEx and Zoom meetings from a Google Meet room. Super powerful. So our Android-based solutions will now have this capability to join WebEx and Zoom meetings. And in addition, we'll continue to add more devices, even more devices that support Meet on Android experience so that, again, our customers have flexibility. So that's the second area. The third area, obviously, is all around AI. There is so much more we can do to help our customers, improve engagement and productivity. One specific area I do want to highlight is I talked about this product, Logitech Sight, that provides that AI experience in a meeting room where the tabletop camera from Sight works with front of room camera so that you have a better, engagement in meetings. Happy to share that we are extending that experience further. And if you have larger spaces, you would be able to daisy chain one more sites, up to 2 sites that work with a front of room camera. So altogether, there are 6 cameras now working together via an AI-based intelligent director to provide that, again, a very engaging experience in meeting rooms. And a lot more with Google around AI, dynamic tiles, layouts, Gemini I talked about. So those are the 3 key themes I would talk about. The all-in-one around Rally Board, Android enhancements, and then some of these AI enhancements that are kind of the core things we are focused on. In terms of managing the devices, we have a strong partnership with AVI-SPL as well, where the Symphony product is integrated with our devices. Where we've already done the core integration that the Google customers can use, but more to come on that front as well, where you can get even more analytics, information, and management using Symphony for Logitech solutions for Google Meet. So yes, a lot more happening there.
A lot coming.
Simple, smart, sustainable solutions for all people, all spaces.
Perfect. And everything's always changing. So Derrick, I'm going to put you on the spot. All this new stuff is coming. What does AVI-SPL and our team do to stay on top of all this and be ready when everything new is available?
So AVI-SPL as a company is a great partnership with Logitech, where we work with them prior to releases and prior to new releases of products to be prepared with processes and expectations and how these devices function. We've vetted them out in real world situations. We've incorporated them into Symphony as a platform. Sudeep mentioned Symphony incorporation and how our products already work together. But as new products get introduced, we prepare them in that scenario. And then we also have an extensive amount of work that has gone into the Chrome OS ecosystem and how we can use Symphony inside of the Chrome OS ecosystem for everything that we're doing. That preparation allows for us to be confident in the installation of these products once they are released live to the customer base. And then we can install that, prepare the customer for it of what's best practices, how this is best going to function and work, what might be some things that they have to prepare for on their end, so that when it goes in, their end users can just use the systems and the technology, seamlessly blends into the background, and they can just focus on their jobs and the work to be done.
Yeah, so we won't be surprised or thrown off when customers start asking for these new devices.
Correct.
We'll be ready. We'll be ready.
Correct.
Wonderful. Thanks, Derrick. Thank you, Sudeep, for sharing the Logitech Google journey. Appreciate all the information that's already out there and the coming soon. Exciting information. So thanks for joining me today. And Derrick, as always, thanks for coming back to the collaboration space. I appreciate the AVI-SPL perspective.
Thank you for having me again.
You're welcome. And to our listeners, a special thanks to you for joining us today. Don't forget to follow our YouTube channel so you never miss an episode of the Collaboration Space. And if you prefer to listen to the audio version, just search for the Collaboration Space on your favorite podcast app. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you next time in the Collaboration Space. For more information, visit avispl.com/Logitech.